Well, there we go. Ta-da, the roof raise is done. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next week. I'm on vacation now. It's the week we're doing the raise on the roof on the bus. It's 10 to 8 a.m. I'm having a motivational issue, but I need to get my stuff together and get over to the bus. Today I gotta get it leveled. Level the bus, cut some tin off, a couple spots that need to come off, make the brackets that are gonna hold it when we're lifting it so that it doesn't sway back and forth or fly off. Get a breeze if we get one. Attach those, make most of the cuts, and we'll see how today goes. It's possible we could actually raise it today. We'll see. That'd be a pretty good thing. The weather is not cooperating as I hoped it would. It snowed a lot yesterday. Typical spring in Alberta. And it's very foggy out today. Hopefully that burns off. I'm still going ahead with the lift. I don't really care what the weather does. As long as it's not pouring rain, we're fine. It's not supposed to rain, so should be able to get it cut free and maybe even lifted up today. I don't know. We'll find out. Depends on how ambitious I am today. I've got the whole week off, so we'll take it as it comes this week. We were going to level the bus out today, get it ready for the raise. Wanted it level so that nothing moved around, but check this out. That's side to side. It's perfectly level where it's sitting here. And if I go front to back, it's so close that we're not even going to fight with it. It's about 1/2 inch we need to raise the front end, that's it. The main idea behind leveling it was so that when we lift it, everything was nice and square. But because we're going by height, we're lifting it 18 inches and we're using guides to lift it up. It's not going to shift. It's not going to teeter side to side or front to back. The wind can't lift it and pull it off. So I think we're just going to leave it sit the way it is. And with the guides, you'll see the guides that we're making. It should drag straight up. Shouldn't affect it. So here is the pipe for the guides. We're going to weld 6-inch pieces of pipe onto this flat bar. And we're going to tack the flat bar onto the ribs of the bus. 2 pieces, 6 inches above, 6 inches below the cut. And this ready rod, this is 1/2 inch ready rod, it's 36 inches long, will feed through, right through here, like that. And there'll be nuts on either end to hold it when we're raising it. As you go up, you just drag the nuts down, and you can lift the nuts up to hold it so that if there's a breeze, it doesn't fly off the bus. This is the bracket we're going to use. Dad just mocked one up. It's going to go right there. One there, one down here, cut in the middle, the ready rod running between them. And as you lift it, it holds it steady, straight, all that jazz. We'll mark center on there and we'll just tack them on center. That should work out really nice. Okay, so what I've got happening here is that I need to take this just on the inside here off the rib, but it is one solid piece that runs all the way around here, all the way to the back, all the way to the door. So what I'm going to do, I need to punch out a few more rivets, and I'm going to cut it on the outside at the bottom, and I'm going to cut it up from the bottom all the way up the inside of the rib and up to where it joins up on the outside where the seam is, so that I can take that off. That needs to come off because this rib is getting cut, so I need to be able to get at that. So that's both sides. I hadn't taken the rivets out or anything, so away I go. And then we're good. Once I get that all off, we're good to start putting the brackets are going to go on here that my dad is building right now. They're going to go on here, above and below where we make the cut. And then we're going to measure everything out, make sure it's all nice and straight and square, and everything should be good to go. And now what I'm going to do is cut along here and then up, and you can see where see this hole in my glove? I slipped off of that rivet, punched right through there, punched through my finger, I got a big blood blister, so away we go. I'm going to cut across here. I'm going to go up from the inside, which I'm actually going to do first, along the side of the rib, which is where these holes are. And when I get to the top, I'm actually going to cut along the top of there, of the drip tray, and then break that free because it's just hell of a caulking, and then cut the bottom here. And I'm going to do both on both sides. And there we go. This rib is going to be cut here. This is going to stay put. And we'll have to weld a new piece of tin in there, seal it all up nice. I did both sides. A little bit of a ding up in here, but that couldn't be helped because we had to cut that piece. The other side was a little different, but it's all good. Weld it up later when we put the new tin on. And when I put the old piece back in where the window goes, we'll just weld it back in there. And it'll be all as if it never happened. Once we paint it, that is. Next step, I think we're going to weld those braces in there. And start cutting, I think. Have to move some stuff around inside. We are moving along nicely. I need to cut where this is the over the window, the rain guard, like the drip where the rain gutter thing runs up, and it's one piece inside and out, so I have to cut it here. I'm actually going to cut it back level with here so that I can get in there and cut that, and then we'll put a piece of flat in there if we need to later. It's all four ends, so we got to cut here. Reason being, I want this rain cap, let's call it, I want that back over top of the windows, but the windows aren't going up the full height. So for now, we're just going to leave it attached to the roof the way it is, to the rails and everything, but it is, each one of these is tacked here, it's tacked all the way along. So I'm going to have to cut them all free and re-weld them, and we'll bring it down to the level where the windows will be. So, but for now, they're staying here because they'll be in our way if we do anything else. So Dad's gone to get the little welder so we can tack those pieces on that I showed you earlier with the ready rod and everything. You'll see how nicely that's going to work. And I'm going to cut these right now, and then we're ready for the race. All right, we took the tarp off because it's more light. We got more room to work. We don't have to fight with the tarp when we're cutting everything and welding it back together. We're going to cut the front part of the roof free right now. I made an area where we can get the Sawzall blade in because we think the Sawzall might be a little bit easier going up and over. That's what we're doing.
know if you can see this very good, but here's the bracket we put on here, this guide. So it's welded. We welded it onto the channel, to the rib above the cut and below the cut, and the ready rod in the middle. So as we go up, the ready rod will lift, and we'll use the nuts to keep it from going up or down. That top one will keep it from dropping. The bottom one there will keep it from coming up away from the bus. And we're doing all four corners. And we just go little bit by little bit. What we've come onto now, we're trying to lift, is we've discovered that it's really tight in this corner. See how we're loose here, loose across, but this corner is very tight. So I'm going to tap it with a hammer and chisel and see what we get. There it is, 18 inches up, being held by 4 pieces of half-inch ready rod. Very precarious. We are getting some seat clamps and we're going to start putting in the sections here. Once we get 2 or 3 on each side, it'll be good and firm. But yeah, floor jack went much better than the bottle jack. It was faster. And this area in here, of course, we will have to build a new frame for the back door because it is attached up there and it was giving us some grief. It's got a little bit of bend there, and that's it. So we're putting in the new pieces in here at exactly 18 inches. Right now they're being held in with the seat clamps, and the roof is still being held up with the brackets. Dad is tacking them in at the top where they meet the hatch panel, and then we'll do the other side and tack it in there. Like that. Now I ran out of wire. I went to get another roll. I have to go buy him another one. But I'm doing this bottom one, and then the top section there, and the bottom section there, and that'll be it for the driver's side. I am back here at the roof raise day 2. It's dark in here, we re-tarped it. As you can see, roof raise is done. It's got a little bit of welding to do on the outside of these ribs here. And that's it for the raise. Raise was a success.
Everything went up straight, no wind during the day, so we didn't have to worry about that. Yeah, it went very well. So that's what I have to do today, is just finish those welds, and then I'm going to start on the window frames. All right, that's got it. It's up 18 inches, everything's welded back together. Of course, now it just looks like a big hole everywhere, so we still need to make window frames, get the back. All the tin has to be done. We're gonna have to build a frame around the back here for the door. And up here at the front, we'll have to do the transition as well, but that has nothing to do with the roof raise. That's all a project on its own. So there we go. That's it for the roof raise. Hope you enjoyed that video.